Super Bowl 60 is here. We're going to break it down for you. We've got the winners here to take home the caps. Tommy, what do you got for me?
Well, we're going to break down the Super Bowl 60 and the Tommy's touchdown returns have gone 6 from 6. It's time to go 7 from 7 with all the eyes on this game. Everybody loves the Super Bowl. And if you haven't got the day off, well, you're not really a true fan. Just tune in. Big show. Welcome back, everyone. It's the Aces NFL show. It's Super Bowl 60. That's right, powered by Pointsbet. We're here to talk about the big dance. We've been waiting all year for this one, Sip.
Haven't we just?
I think Fanatics have as well because they've ordered black and white jerseys and putting the worst prints on them. Have you seen that kind of stuff?
I have not seen that, but you told me just before and I lost my mind. That is absolute gold.
Angry fans in America who can't get any merch, but luckily we've got the merch and we're going to be giving away later. But Sip, I mean, finally, the Super Bowl 60 is a lot to, I mean, the more you research this one, the more you're not sure what's going to happen because it's a defensive kind of game, but they can both air the ball out and it's we're going to dive in today, aren't we?
It just reeks of excitement then, doesn't it, really? Just the way it could pan out. We could get a 6-3 game and we could get a 34-30 game. It's going to be unreal. It's the hype around it has been awesome. Seen it everywhere on social media. It's been absolutely awesome and I can't wait for Monday to rock up for us to get it going.
One thing that I've done a lot of prep, but the one thing I just realized as you were talking was I haven't sussed the weather next week. So, hey, boys in the back, can you please get me a weather report? It's the one thing that I'm going to make sure we nail that because old Train Bun needs to be all over the wedding like he was last week.
But Santa Barbara should be on fire. Come on.
Bit of footage today and it was like pristine. The sun was out. The grass looked, spectacular. Now, before we get into all the ins and outs and our competition, our hottest takes, by the way, there was some crackers. So everyone that got involved in the hottest takes, we can't wait to give these hats away shortly. But I want to go back down memory lane. You're in a Super Bowl. We don't take you for granted at all, but we definitely don't talk about it enough in depth. And one thing that I wanted to start off with was I asked you to bring some gifts. I said, bring some gifts for the viewers. Things when you go to these cashies, you're going to be the busiest man in Australia Monday morning. I've heard he starts at 5 a.m. He's going to be on every platform that has a camera and a microphone.
Oh, geez.
But, the outfits, you get these custom tracksuits, obviously the NFC, AFC rings, just the travel, the week leading in. It's a bit weird. It's a 2-week space between games. I just want you to dive in and start off with all of that. So let's talk about the travel. All right. When do you arrive and what was it like?
Travel, get there the week prior. So you get there on the Sunday before. So you got a whole week there traveling, while we were in Arizona. So it was a decent flight for us guys. So about 5 hours. Get there on the Sunday, mid-afternoon, get yourself all prepped up, get yourself to the hotel basically. And it's, buses, the whole kit and caboodle as you normally do on a road game and get yourself set up there. There's obviously high amounts of security all over the place. You get in there. It was a bit of a dinner when we got to the hotel. It was more just kind of settle in. But your normal kind of routine stuff in terms of travel into the lead up with it. But getting there the week prior was the interesting part for sure.
And when you travel, do you remember what plane attire you wore? A little pair of Rixies there? What were you rocking?
You're very, very... You didn't give me a pair of Rixies at the time, so I couldn't get on that, but that's all right. But we'll worry about that another time. But I did bring in something and I did get to wear this. So for anybody that's tuning in, obviously this is kind of the kit that I wore. You would have seen the Seahawks and the Patriots wearing their own ones that you've seen on social media. We got to wear this around, so pretty special little thing for me. I got to be able to, chill in and that, which was good. Monday night's a big media night for them over there, so we had to wear this kit. But we got a few little special things, some Air Force Maxes from Nike, all brand new kit and stuff, which was pretty exciting. So you rock up and your bedroom's full with some new gear, which is quite nice.
That's elite. So everyone on the team was rocking that.
Everyone on the team had to rock this at certain times. A lot of the boys obviously like to wear it around the hotel. A lot of our media stuff that we did for most of the days in the afternoon, we'd wear this or your jersey. And that was, basic formalities that we had to have.
Well, have you seen what Stephon Diggs has been wearing? Because it's absolutely atrocious, and it is. Look at me. Do you remember
I did
anyone?
see it. He's about the only one that did do it. Everybody else you saw was wearing the tracksuit.
So did anyone from the Eagles when you played wear a Stephon Diggs type attire?
Nah, no one was that ridiculous with all the fluffiness that was going on for him. So no, everybody was very, very good with the attire. Maybe a suit there just to kind of feel sharp about yourself. But as I said, in the lead up to it on such a long flight, the boys wanted to be quite relaxed, that's for sure.
And what about the media, just quickly? Like, you get in, you're obviously prepared. You've done, I listen to all the stuff Brady talks about the week. Try keep it normal, but there is a lot of media. They have little booths, and you just all got to go to these booths, and media just, do they just get around you and there's a window? Is that how it works?
Yeah, not every player will have the booth. It's more, I guess, for the higher end talent.
You had a booth though, from memory, didn't you?
No, I didn't have a booth. I didn't. Big Jordan Mailata had a booth, which was pretty cool. But if you're not in the booth, you have to roam around the exhibition center. Or for us, we're actually at Phoenix's Suns basketball stadium. I can't remember what the stadium's actually called, but we were there for that night. And you walk around, and any media person can come up to you at any time and just ask you questions. So obviously plenty of people from Australia, American media and that as well. So you roam around. You could be walking around there not doing anything for half an hour and just seeing how it's all going. And then next thing you know, you'd be there for 20 minutes standing still, and there's 10 microphones in front of you. So very, very interesting stuff, but clearly something they've done for a long time and works pretty well.
What was the most common question that you got asked?
How are you feeling?
And how were you feeling? Because your first game back,
well, it was my first game back, so I was a little bit nervous in that, but very, very excited, obviously, by the opportunity, which was cool. But obviously, the excitement just having an Australian in the Super Bowl was pretty special.
Let's talk about tickets. Everyone wants a ticket.
Geez.
I think they had the big golf event there as well.
Yeah, they did. The waste management.
Waste management,
huge.
paired up.
Yeah.
So everyone was coming to town. Yeah. Everyone wants a piece of you. How many tickets do you get for your family?
So we got allocated 15, 2 for free, 13 you had to pay for.
What they cost?
Enough. About $4.5K each ticket, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so much less than obviously what it probably goes for in the end. But still obviously each one, get 15 allocated for you. It's a no-brainer in my eyes though, for me in particular, and I'm sure it is for everybody else that's there I'm taking the 15 and let's get it going. So it was pretty cool. I had 9, family, close friends there, which was amazing. Obviously every Tom, Dick and Harry wanted to try and get their hands on one, but only had a few to be able to do. And obviously it's pretty chaotic. You have to be well prepared. That's something that they do the week prior. So obviously, as you said, the 2-week span, that's the thing that they do in the week prior to make sure all the ticketing's sorted. Who's coming from your family to be at the accommodation with you, and things like that. So it was a pretty hectic time, but we got it all sorted.
I can only imagine when we talk about AFL grand finals only the 1 week and it's crazy and they try to get it out of the way, but it's very hard. But yeah, that's actually a good point. You got that week off to handle all that.
Yep.
There's a little bit of a business there for someone that doesn't want those extra 6. I just thought, he's only taken the 9 of the 15.
I may have got a bit of cash back. I don't
know. You would have cleaned up if you had been really hustling. Not that you were doing that. And then talk to me, training facilities, hotel, curfews. I just want to know, was there a curfew, and where did your family stay versus where did you stay?
There was no real curfew. My immediate family were at the hotel with us. So one side was for players only, for all our meeting stuff, everything that we had to do. The other side of the hotel was for all family and that. So you meet common area and you go back and forth between the two areas. Massive hotel, obviously, which was quite nice and that. So having all the family that way was awesome. That did help with trying to make it as normal as possible.
They booked the whole thing out just purely for Philly?
Purely the whole thing out just for Philadelphia. No randoms, should all be family members, everything like that, which was great. Hotel security was at top notch. Like I'm talking a kilometre down the road. There's security out the front making sure that if you're not on that list, sorry, you're not getting in. So it was quite high. Cops everywhere, state troopers, you name it. There was people actually there. So it was, it was odd. That's what made it quite odd, because you didn't have that type of stuff leading into it throughout the whole season. But again, as I said, the family side of things did try and make it as normal as possible, which was awesome.
And then lastly, the facilities, because obviously the stadium's about 45 out of town. Yeah. So were you guys going all the way out there to train, or were you going off site to a uni?
No, we're at Arizona Cardinals facility, so we got to use their facility, which was great. Great hospitality. Their probably training facilities probably isn't up to the quality as most other NFL teams. Philadelphia is the same. Their training facilities actually is probably just okay compared to most other NFL teams. So we got to train out there, which was really, really good. The Kansas City Chiefs, I think, were at Arizona State, their college. So obviously didn't cross paths or anything like that. And I did get to go to the stadium in the lead up though, which was pretty cool, and have a bit of a kick around there just to kind of see what it looked like and that, which was awesome as well. So, again, another normal week in Arizona Cardinals were very good.
And it felt normal.
Reasonably enough, it felt normal. As I said, having the family there, the training week as best you can to prep. Spending the whole week in a hotel and not in your own bed's probably the one that you're not used to. Normally, obviously, you only have to do it for an overnight stay when you're on the road. So that was a little bit different, but everything else was as best you possibly can, and trying to enjoy the moment for sure.
Elite. And one more, but what's the weirdest encounter you had, or a player might have had that week that you were all discussing in the locker room?
Oh, gee, geez, you're making it very, very tough for me now, Tommy. I don't know. I can't really remember that part, to be honest. Jalen would have probably had some weird stuff that got asked to him. Jason Kelce, and obviously playing against his brother, there was some weird shit going on there. I think they had to go on stage and they had one of his mum's cookies or cakes or something like that, and they had to scoff him on the Monday night on social media on the media night. So that side of things though is a little bit of a blur. You more get used to just what the surroundings were like and the build up to it. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I love that. Little bit of a mini Tommy Talks with Aaron Sipos, our man here, that we don't really talk about the day as, in depth. We've done it before, but every year I like to ask you those questions and remind our new listeners and viewers that this man played in a Super Bowl and played in one that was an absolute cracker not long ago in Arizona. And now we're going to be talking about Super Bowl 60. But before I do, it's some people, you ask your mates, are you coming to the Super Bowl party? We're going to be at the Tailgate Fest, or you're going to be here, you're going to be there. And one of the most common things is, I can't get the day off work. So how good did you catch our man Dicko, who signed a little waiver form to get people out of work? Have you seen that one?
Very good. I love that. Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. So get online.
I recommend it.
Get online and check that out. Dicko's even signed it for you. You can show your boss so you get a sick day of leave. All right, it's time to turn our attention to the NFC Championship hat giveaway. Last week, we ran these competitions. It was give us your boldest prediction in the Super Bowl, and we said make it the silliest, stupidest, boldest of all time, and you'll be taking home a Champions Conference hat. That's right, a Seattle Seahawks hat that we bought back from Seattle with Morgs. And I tell you what, some of the answers. Have you read a few of these answers?
They're actually very, very funny. I might fire away with a couple. What do you reckon, Tommy?
Fire away, but just know that these are not the winners.
Yeah, sorry. Some honourable mentions. Quality stuff came in, which was excellent, but we'll read out a couple of honourable mentions. So good stuff here. Lucas Scaff. Field goal Super Bowl. There will be at least 5 field goals. Not bad. Brooke sign it?
I think it's Brooks Nat.
Yeah, Brooks Nat. We'll do that. Patriots do not score a point. That's bold. Don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Next one. Will Campbell rushing a touchdown. Okay. Do you know who that is?
Yep, offensive lineman. Had 2 fumble recoveries against Texans, actually.
Very good. And the last one for me, Jess Higgins. JSN, 14 receptions for 214 yards, 3 touchdowns with 1 TD from the Big Cat strip sack.
There you go.
Bold.
That's 4 touchdowns just from those 2 players. That is very bold. I'll tell you some of mine. Tyler Hinbrain.
Oh, here he is.
Drew Lock throws a touchdown.
Wow. So the game's over and they just throw him in there?
There you go. Well, no, maybe it's just a trick play.
I love it.
We have a market on the Hub, actually. Yep. That's $2.50 for anyone on the field to throw a pass outside of the starting quarterbacks.
Wow.
So that could be anyone. That just needs to be a running back. Yep. I think we've seen Cooper Kupp warming up, they reckon.
Yep.
Let's keep moving. We've got one here from Mitchie York _35. Sam Darnold catches a touchdown pass.
Bold.
Nick Foles?
That's a bit stiff not getting there.
Philly
That's not
special?
Bad. Yeah, a bit of Philly special about it. Yeah.
Would love to see it.
I don't mind that. I don't mind it.
Lukey Drew Dixon fake punt and throws to JSN for a tutty. I don't think that can happen because JSN's not on special teams, but I love that.
Very bold. I like it.
That is elite. And then we have Josh Seasley, 6. Darnold wets himself on the big stage and throws 2 picks, and Diggs gets 50 yards and a tud. I mean, if you piss your pants on national TV, the one day you don't want to do it's on Super Bowl because the viewership's off the Richter. But all right, well, it's time to announce the winners of these hats, and we thank everyone for getting involved. Geez, this must be yours. It's a bit big on my head, Sip. You got a big, large pill. Wow. All right, well, hopefully you've got a big pill like Sip so you can wear this hat. Righto. Here we go. The winners are, the first winner is going to be Alec Goodson, Robert Kraft to do the Choco Williams celebration on stage after smashing the Seahawks. Choco Williams getting a mention.
Wow.
There you go. Alec Goodson, you're taking home one of these. Sip, you read out Sam Staley 11s.
Here we go. Sam Darnold to JSN to win the game with 1 minute left. And after the game, Darnold announces he's the father of Cardi's B's kid.
That is ridiculous.
Oh, that is awesome. Boy. Very, very good.
Well, there was one more that I just want to make sure we read out, and it was our man, Benny the Butler, and he had a bold prediction. He thinks Dicko to chase down a Patriots player like Sipos and save a certain dud. Do you remember that play, Sip?
I do.
Well,
I do remember
if you don't remember it, let's take a look at it right now and have a look.
This one's blocked. Blocked by Peterson. And picked up back the other way is Chris Boyd. And the Vikings get a shot of life.
I got the tackle. It was definitely going to be a touchdown if I wasn't there. He was going all the way. They're obviously in good field goal territory, I think, in the end. Kirk Cousins still at the time there at Minnesota. And the boys, I think, do a really good job on getting 3 and out. And actually get a sack to take them out of field goal range. So they ended up getting no points at all, which was pretty big in the grand scheme of things. Got the ball back, and I think we went down and scored the very next drive. So, it was a pretty cool little sequence in the end, which was nice.
It makes it a bit sweeter when the boys do that.
Yeah,
if they go down and score a tutty, it's not as good. But
exactly.
that's a
it was pretty good.
Well, Sip, if Dicko can do that, it would just be another ridiculous thing that we see. And the thing with Super Bowl is it is ridiculous.
Yes.
And I don't know why, but my group chat with all the boys, we're talking Gatorade flavors. We're talking.
It's the best.
We're talking Anthem, heads and tails. My mate Geimer always does heads and tails. He's going and he's locked in heads this year.
He's locked in heads on ice.
Locked in
special
heads.
Appearances on the halftime show, all that type of stuff. So, I still think your bold prediction though last week was pretty tough. I'm still laughing at it now.
Well, I think you can bet on Cardi B to dump Diggs on Pointsbet.
Can you? Jeez, I heard. What about the proposing? Can you? You can pop the question too. I heard that's out there as well.
There's even I mean, some of the markets on Pointsbet on the Super Bowl event are crazy. You know, to remind people, national anthem props, over under, novelty props, obviously halftime show props. So the other one was halftime entertainment viewership.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an absolute no-brainer. So total global viewers over or under is 13.5 mil. It's currently $1.83 on Pointsbet.
Yeah.
But we have an artist who's going to bring a whole new population in, Bad Bunny.
Yep.
We don't even think he's going to speak English with his songs.
There might not be much.
So we're all going to be watching. So the new audience coming in, I just think it's one of the greatest bets of all time. Can you believe that? The best bet is the viewership to be over. Because Bad Bunny's going to bring the new audience in.
Unreal.
So there's that.
Hopefully they know what time it's on.
Yeah, there's obviously we're going to talk about the game soon.
Good.
But the one that I want to talk to you about is the halftime show appearances.
Yeah.
I caught Justin Bieber making an appearance at the Grammys, and geez, he's one of the greatest of all time. Everyone loves him.
Yeah, they do.
If you're going to come back and make a splash, you might just reach out to Bad Bunny on the night and say, "Can I roll in?"
Yeah.
I saw Justin Bieber make an appearance. Old mate Bad Bunny won the awards, and I'm looking on Pointsbet, $61 for Bieber, $61 to make an appearance.
That would be pretty.
He's from
cool.
California, so he only has to sneak up the road.
He's actually from Canada technically, but that's
but
okay.
He lives in LA. I just think he might slide up the road. So $61, you'll be seeing the train going bananas if he makes an appearance.
I don't mind mind that.
Who do you think might make an appearance?
Oh, I'm going with Dua Lipa.
Oh, geez,
no, I'm so very much. She's a beautiful woman, but no, I reckon she's done a little cameo stuff with Bad Bunny. I know she's a lot more short price than the old $61, but she has done a few things with Bad Bunny, and that I'm on that.
Well,
I'm on that. $340, I think, at the moment. So we'll take that.
Well, I might take yours and mine, and if one of them hits, we still win.
Beautiful.
I'll tell you what, we'll take it. There's an overviewership's a cracker. Coin toss, who you going, heads or tails?
I'm going to go with heads.
Yep. Geimer, I'm going to stick with you, heads. Even though tails is 31-28 in the history.
Yep.
There's a few stats
31-29, so away we go.
Looking forward to that one. Let us know who you're getting on. And just so you know, the reason I bring that one up, every year I'm with him, he has $100 bet. And it kicks it, and honestly, the crowd loves it because he gets up and it literally sets the tone for the day. And he lost last year, and he was fuming, man. He was fuming the whole game. He couldn't
get over it. That's great.
And Gatorade sip. This is where you come into play.
Yeah, I was on the yellow train last year because I was very confident the Eagles were going to win that game, and I knew exactly what their Gatorade was. I don't think they've changed it in 5 years, so that was handy.
And he hit it.
And this year I'm gonna go with the orange though. I'm gonna go with the orange. So that's the way I look at it. What about you?
Well, I like orange myself.
Yeah, okay.
It's a favourite as well, $3.25. Okay. But if you want some juice, I mean, you go to the bottom, red or pink, 13, water or clear, 9, purple, 9, blue, 3. So, blue, green / yellow and orange, they're all your top 3 favourites. But I will remind people, I am a degenerate, but I'm not that much of a degenerate. I'm all for the game. I'd rather put me hard-earned on some silly props than betting on what Gatorade colour. Last year, we couldn't tell what Gatorade it was. It took 20 minutes to work it out.
It took a while. We were on a little hot streak. I had Chris Jones last year crying at the national anthem, and that was money too, so I'll take that one.
I think there was, will Donald Trump appear? Well, I think he's not going to go.
No, I don't think so.
So he might not. That might be an easy one as well.
Fair enough.
Well, that's enough from us talking about Gatorade. It's halftime here. Sip. Bad Bunny's coming out. Bad Bunny's coming out over there. We're going to bring out Shaq, and after the break, we're going to break down Super Bowl 60, and I'll tell you who's going to win and who's going to score. See you shortly.
It's like tackling a block of cheese.
Turn up the heat with Pointsbet this Super Bowl. Place a bet on a first touchdown scorer, and if they score the first or second touchdown, you get paid out as a winner. Yeah, that's built different.
You win some, you lose more.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for that absolute exclusive from our friends at Pointsbet. Speaking of that first or second touchdown special, they had the head-to-head, and if you're up by halftime last year, but this one's even better. I can't wait for this. I'm not a big first touchdown scorer, but I am this week because you get the second chance. So let's just stay there before we break down the game. I'm going for some juice. Last week I said Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
I'm going to go for a real silly one. A real stupid one.
You love Shaheed, so I'm probably going to think Shaheed.
Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Sam Darnold. Don't know why.
Oh.
I'll talk to you about it later on. I've done some stats on him. But because it's...
As a first, and he might sneak in... I think that's a play that's much later in the day
if you're
going to go.
Play, mate, but I'm going for something silly. And
I like it.
AJ Barner. So I'm going to have 2 plays.
I don't mind AJ Barner. Yeah, I like that. I think he's going to get involved a bit more. We'll break it down. We'll break it down a little bit more. I like it though.
Who are you going to go for?
I like Walker. I just think and I'm going to break it down even more. I even think receiving. To be honest, I might even think it's a receiving touchdown. So I really like him. He's just been a big part of it since Charbonnet has gone down and. Get him in the end zone
there
first.
You go. If you don't normally play with the first touchdown, we'll get on the Pointsbet app this week because you get paid out a winner if they score the second. How good is that? Righto.
Ripper.
Let's go to the odds. Seattle Seahawks, $1.42. The line's up at 4.5. And then we've got the over-under at 45.5, which I do not mind at all. And then obviously New England there at $2.95. If you're a Pats fan, you'd be licking your lips. What do you want to talk about, Sip? Let's break down the game. Do you want to start with the coaches? You want to talk about the offenses, defenses?
Talking about the coaches is pretty cool. Both teams didn't make the Super Bowl, make playoffs at all last year, which was awesome. Seattle are obviously 3 appearances, 1 win. New England Patriots, 6 trophies. 11 appearances. They'll break a record no matter what. They either will be able to receive the most Lombardi trophies in the history or they'll have the most losses in the history of Super Bowl. So either way, they're breaking a record. It's a real credit to them. You've got to be there in the first place to make it happen. But both coaches, first year obviously for Mike Vrabel, second year for Mike McDonald. Unbelievable from where both teams have come from this time last year. and they are both as determined as ever to be able to win this one. We've spoken about it before with Mike McDonald in terms of seeing his little one. Well, Mike Vrabel's basically just the same, and he's willing to chop off his own fucking knockers to be able to get it going.
I mean, you got one that doesn't talk to his kid. He only gives him 30
one
minutes.
doesn't want his ball sack. How about that?
How much time do you reckon his kids had this week with an extra week?
I'll tell you what, maybe he gave him a little cuddle on the plane, hopefully at a bare minimum. That would have been nice. But I'm assuming not a hell of a lot.
I love that Vrabel said to the bussin' with the boys that he'd cut his own cock off to win a Super Bowl as the head coach. I reckon he'd regret that. I think he'd regret that one as soon as they won. But anyway, it depends how horny the bastard is.
Nah, very good.
But a little stat here from our friends at StatMate, that quarterbacks under the age of 24 versus Mike McDonald's defense since 2023 are 0-6. They have one passing touchdown, 8 interceptions, and they get sacked 22 times. So Drake May would not be loving that stat.
No, not at all. It's a quite impressive stat, to be honest. Just go, hey, put the young fella under the pump, see what he can do, and they haven't been able to stand up at the test of time. And just a little extra pressure. You're playing in a Super Bowl to go with it. And we know how good that D-line is for the Seattle Seahawks. But they are coming up against a really, really good offensive line. So I'm really interested in what the trenches is going to be like come Monday morning, which is really exciting. But I think Drake May can stand up for a little bit longer. I think he's durable. He likes to sit in the pocket. He'll be okay. It's just a matter of how many options he has down the field to make a few plays occur.
How good do you think Drake May actually is, personally?
I think he's a genuine talent. I think he's.
Where do you rank him in your quarterbacks?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's pretty impressive year too, what he has been able to do. And there's all the conversation, he hasn't played, many defenses and and all that stuff. But you can tell by the composure of the man, like of the kid, like the way he goes about it. If there's something that's not on, he's normally pretty good with his legs, and goes from there. So I don't worry. It's okay. I think after Sam Darnold's performance that he had a couple of weeks ago, Sam Darnold is still ahead of Drake May. Drake May is very young in the career and still got a ways to go, but it is impressive what he's been able to do.
So what rank?
Well, I'll have Darnold at 8 and I'll have Drake at 9. Okay,
so Darnold's come down too. Sip's put him down from 10 to 8.
It was very impressive what he did last week. And as I said, if he does it again, well, he's put himself right up there.
The more I've done, the more prep I've done on this game, the more I just cannot lean Patriots.
Yeah.
I went back throughout the games they've played this year, and every single time I thought, well, there's a little gem. They played nobody, or there was someone out. Even the Ravens game. Do you remember that one?
I do remember that game.
Derrick Henry just went banana. I think he went 128 yards, 2 tards. He didn't get a carry late, and I was carrying on in the last quarter. And Drake May was really good. He's prolific. And it couldn't have done much more. But it was more the way the game went. But Lamar Jackson gets injured, right? Huntley comes out. And then I look back again, the week before that, the Bills played. It was like 24-7 or something at halftime, and they lost that game, the Pats. Yeah. But that was like the last time he'd played probably 2 good quarterbacks, 2 good systems. Mm-hmm. And then I kept going through it, and he's playing the Bengals, and Flacco's throwing the ball, and he's playing Jets or whatever, and it's a backup. There hasn't been that consistency of just tough games and games where they're behind. I couldn't find a game where he's behind. I went back to the Bucks game where they were right in there, 28-23, and they slung it around. They both went for 270, and they all had a few tuds there, but
they were down in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, but that doesn't really count, that one. That was in the snow. It was nothing game.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here, mate.
I love it. You can pepper me because I'm prepared. That game there, even that one, they probably should have lost because old mate got tipped at the with the field goal twice, I think it was. And but even you go back to the other game, and I was thinking, everyone's like, oh, they've had a hard run. Like, people going, it's an easy. I said it's an easy run. I've got Patriots guys coming at me going, how's it an easy run? They've had the hardest defenses. Well, yeah, that is kind of correct. But they've played nothing. Like CJ Stroud's thrown 4 picks, 1 pick 6, fumbled. Woody Marks has fumbled as well, right? And there's no pressure from the offense. And then I thought about Drake May's performance, and he fumbled 4 times. It was recovered twice. He lost 2, and he had a pick, right? So that was actually all you needed was CJ to step up. Yep. But Nico Collins didn't play, and Schultz did his calf in the first quarter.
That's true.
So people forget about all those details, right? And you go Chargers. I mean, the O-line, I could find a better O-line on the streets. I could find a better big boy on the streets just to go. So I get sumo wrestlers and just say, stand there and protect Justin Herbert. So he's played nothing there. And then the snow game, I mean, God, he didn't have to do anything besides just run the ball and punt it. So I was just thinking about it. And the other one that pisses me off, Sam Darnold turned the ball over the most out of any quarterback this year. Well, guess what? He hasn't turned it over at all in the playoffs.
Yep.
So don't worry about regular season. It's a completely new season. He hasn't turned it over once. He's been unbelievable, and he's played some tough teams. So the more I did research on this game, the more I just couldn't fathom tipping Patriots. And I know all the rules around the spread. You know, the last few years, I think it's the last 5 in a row.
Yep.
They've covered. 4.5 doesn't feel like a lot.
No.
Don't get sucked in is what they're saying. Oh, I'm getting sucked in. I think they cover that with ease, especially if they go up early. And the other thing that I love about the Seahawks is they haven't allowed someone to have 100 rushing yards.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, God knows.
But
they just don't allow you to get going with the run game.
Yeah, it's big.
So then Drake May has to lean on his arm. And when you know how tricky this defense is, they fly around. Blokes can play different positions.
Yep.
Walker's
it does have signs of it being pretty ugly. It does have signs for it. I think if Sam Darnold plays the way that he did, I've said it before, but if he plays the way that he did in that NFC Championship game, they win by 20 plus. I just can't see it going any other way. Their defense is too sound. The only team that has been able to get on top of them all year and score points against is the Rams. They're the only team. And fair enough, they've got some absolute talent flying around everywhere. But every other team has just struggled to be able to get anything going at all. And, to continue on, Seahawks, 5 teams I think they've played in the playoffs that have made the playoffs. The Patriots only had 1, essentially. They had 8 coaches or 9 coaches, organizations that ended up firing their coach throughout the year. You can keep looking at it and stuff like that, but it's hard to go against the Seahawks right now with the way they're rolling.
I think Drake May's a great quarterback and will be an absolute star.
I agree. I do agree with that. He's going to be a great player for a long time.
Hasn't seen what I reckon a lot of others have seen, and Drake May, this is his resume against winning teams. 5 games, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and 7 fumbles. That's not going to beat the Seahawks.
It won't get the job done. No, not against that Seahawks defense who are just absolute ball hawks.
Let me play devil's right. Let's say I'm going for the Patriots. Drake May needs to throw 3 touchdowns, or he needs to throw 2, and they need to run. They need to score 4 touchdowns.
Well, I feel like he needs to be 250 plus and 3 plus tutties for them to win the game. That's what needs to happen for the Patriots to win. And they need a fumble or something close to their goal line, near their goal line, to have really good field territory and then make something happen from that. Otherwise, it's gonna be very, very tough to shut it down.
They're talking about the battle in the trenches with the D-line, O-line. Yep. So let's start with the offensive line for Seattle Seahawks and how this D-line for Patriots is legit. Yeah. But hang on.
Yeah.
The Rams D-line's legit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Darnold looked elite last week.
Yeah. No, I agree. And this reminds me a little bit of the Super Bowl that I played in as well. And our D-line had the most sacks in the whole year. Excuse me. We had the most sacks throughout the regular season for the whole year. We'd even dominated throughout the playoffs as well. We didn't have 1 against that O-line for the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody thought, D-line's elite, which we were. They were very good, but a real credit to the O-line for the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you can handle yourself in that part of the ground and you can leave Darnold enough time to be able to do what he does, and the O-line have done it, throughout the year, you can see what he's been able to do. So the trenches is just going to be huge on both sides of the ball. Give him enough time. Darnold's got all day. Can they make a couple of plays on the D-line for the Patriots just to kind of shake it up a little bit? Remains to be seen. We know how much they kind of get after the quarterback, but I really like the look of the way the O-line's been looking over the past few weeks for the Seahawks.
The other thing that I realized when they had those games where they lost or they were down was they've given up big plays to running backs. James Cook went bananas. Derrick Henry went bananas. There's a few other players, if you go back and look at some stats, they've allowed some big rushing performances. And they haven't allowed much in the air, which surprised me. Like I was going through all the numbers and I was trying to find the stats.
Strong.
They've been strong, but I don't know what it is. To my eye, I feel like you can get them. I feel like you can get them. And I thought they were traditionally good against the run, which they have been because they've won so many games. But because they haven't really played anyone, I know Patriots fans probably going, they haven't played anyone. You can only play who's in front of you. Yeah, I totally respect that. But they haven't played those top tier teams when they're fully stacked, ready to go. And they haven't had to play any big decent offenses is probably what I'm saying. Yeah. Houston Texans defense is probably the best in the league. But you saw what they did to him. They smoked him.
Yeah.
So if Seattle can do anything similar, even like 70% of that, and the offense gets going, I mean, there's no real injuries besides Charbonnet. Walker's in career best nick.
Great touch.
So I want to play a game with you. Where's the weakness for Seattle? Well, if you were a coach, where would you try to exploit? What player, what position, like what group?
Slot receiver and a little bit of tight end, I'd say. Yeah, if you could get in there, try and challenge the linebackers a little bit. If you can get your run game going, forcing them to kind of come up into the box a little bit more, and then you might be able to get Hunter Henry open, tight end play, maybe Stefan Diggs a little bit in the slot, and that's the where I can see them, having a bit more impact and being able to challenge that Seahawks defense because. If you're unable to do that again, establish the run, linebackers are just going to set up and cover and just do a really good job with that. It's going to be an awful time for him. So establish the run first, get Hunter Henry involved a little bit more. He's been pretty quiet the last 2 weeks in the playoffs run. And then I think you can have a chance to be able to stay in this game.
Easier said than done. No one's established the run. Although Colm did look good last week, but they did catch him off guard with a bit of different personnel and all that. With more wide receivers. They normally play more tight ends, and it looked like they just forgot about Colm when he was out there. So no doubt they'll tighten that up.
And McDaniels is a really good offensive coordinator. I know he's had a shocking record as a head coach in that, but as an offensive coordinator, he does have a good record. Yes, he had Tom Brady, but I think at the same time, he's got enough things that he might be able to come up with to try and make something happen.
Right. Well, you can see where I'm going with the game. Where are you leaning?
Oh, no, I think I'm right there with you. I really do think in the end that the Seahawks, if they play anywhere near they did, as they did against the Rams, I genuinely think this is, they're in a really good spot to, as I said, win by 2+ touchdowns. Defense is so strong. They'll make it tough for him. Darnold, give him enough time in the pocket. He's got enough weapons now. You can see Shaheed's getting part of the offense a lot more. They like using AJ Barner when they need to. And even Kupp is starting to just get part of that offense at the right time. So there's more weapons for him now to be able to use and trust. And they get that going and the offense is rolling. I really do think that they'll be holding up the Lombardi, and the game's over halfway through the last quarter, to be honest.
I want to read out these stats again, brought to you by StatMate. But the team that failed to cover the spread in the conference championships are 2-11. And the Seahawks here's another one. The Seahawks have allowed 132 points in their last 9 games that they've won. 64 of them, can you believe it? Almost 50% are to the Rams in 2 games. The other 68 are against their opponents over 7. So I'm trying to think, do you think the Patriots can score?
Oh, I think they can score.
And how many points?
I think they have enough plays earlier on to try and try and make something happen and definitely score. But I'm struggling to see them score more than 10. Yeah,
Patriots score 10 points.
Yeah, I think they can. Yeah, I think they can get one. They'll get to 10, but I struggle them to score any more than 1 touchdown. Yeah,
it's interesting. It's interesting.
You don't?
Well, I'm hoping they score a little bit more, but I also don't know what kind of game we're going to get. I definitely think if Seattle can just get out to a lead, Sammy will just let it rip. I think you can exploit the secondary. And I think, I love me Shaheed, but I think JSN's unstoppable. I've seen enough. Me and Morgs were there when they played Texans. Stingley was on. He went for 124, I think. I watch him every time I watch this bloke, they can put him anywhere. Yep. I think I read today he's 80% he plays on the outside, but they move him around. They move him around anywhere. Motion, slot, play him from the running back position. Yeah. And he's just unstoppable. Yeah. And then if you're going to load up there, like that, I've read that Gonzo might, does Gonzo go to him? If he does, then it's going to cook everybody else. So I was like, well, it's going to be fascinating. They got playmakers everywhere they look, and Darnold's playing such a high level. So yeah, I'm trying to lean, like, not be so biased and go so heavy.
The only thing I feel like that affects it is Darnold. That's the only thing. Like what Darnold will we get? That's the only thing that I think it comes down to. That's all. I think if you get, as I said, you get what you get last week, there is no shot in hell. If he's not quite on and he can't be clean, I still think Patriots defense is good enough to make a couple of plays. And if they just rattle him a little bit, that makes the game closer in my opinion. So I think it's on Darnold on how he goes about it. If he's clean, then it's no trouble. If not, I think we get a closer one.
Another stat here for you all. Seattle's had 5 wins against playoff teams during the regular season, where Patriots have had only 1.
What do you make of that?
Well, it just tells me Patriots haven't played anyone, but right. Everyone they've played, they've won. So it's like, I'm trying to just, read out some more stats to people. I'm sitting here going, Cooper Kupp scores a touchdown. Mm-hmm. I think Sam Darnold might not have to do too much, but depends on the game script. But I just don't think Patriots have played from behind. So I'm hoping they're aggressive early. Mm-hmm. And the one thing as well is I know Patriots, as I said, they've had some games where they've leaked, but Walker live, like watching K9 live, it looks like he's a different back when he gets more work. Mm-hmm. He's just getting like that rhythm and flow. Now that Charbonnet's not out there, he just looks like a way better back. And he's out of contract and he's going to sign a monster because he's timed it to perfection. Yeah. So I feel like it's going to be a K9 game where Darnold doesn't have to do as much. JSN will be required on all third downs, Cooper Kupp in the red zone. And then on the other end, I just think Drake May might have to do too much. Mm-hmm. I've got him getting picked. I've got him fumbling it. I've just got him under pressure. The big cat will get to him. There's a lot of just force on that D-line.
No doubt.
And I just don't think you're going to be able to exploit that secondary like the Rams do. Mm-hmm. The Rams are different.
Yep.
Aside from the Rams, no one's been able to do it.
No one's been able to stop them. I totally agree. Absolutely.
And it concerns me because I love points.
Yes.
I love points.
I know it does. Yeah, I agree.
So this is what's making it hard creating these specials because I've got it going kind of the same. Yeah. But I'm hoping the Patriots actually shock the world and start the game 14-7 halftime, and then all of a sudden we get this epic third quarter again where it's 28 points.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that they try and figure each other out, and you're not going to get much early, but the game starts to open up a little bit more as it goes on. And we saw that a little bit in the game last week with the Seahawks. Like it started a bit slow. And then as they started to figure each other, it started to open up a lot, and we just saw explosive play after explosive play, and I'm hoping that's what we can get. But I find it hard to imagine that and see it happen.
So do I, mate. So do I. Well, and the other thing is Mike McDonald hasn't allowed a passing touchdown in the last quarter.
Nuts.
To a lot of superstar quarterbacks. I think Stafford's the only one that got him
to pass. That's how it
was actually the half, but then Stafford broke that last week or 2 weeks ago in the third. And then obviously we got the no points in the last quarter. So the Patriots have to score early. So I wonder if we get on something like high scoring first half, because I just think Vrabel's going to have to be aggressive. Yep. They have to go for it on fourth down.
Which is good too. That's good. That's very good as well.
Well, did you know that you might be becoming a groomsman with me at a wedding soon?
Is that right?
Someone's written in and said, you lads are a chance to get an invite to my wedding, seeing as the Ausmerican Aces Hub is single-handedly paying for the thing itself. Hey, can you believe that?
Jump on this week, mate, and we'll cover your honeymoon too. How about that?
Well, I love me deep ball. I'm going back to the well.
You do.
Rashid Shaheed for that deep ball. We've got the 30, 40, and 50-yard reception plus the TUD. Doesn't have to be the same play. It can be separate plays. But we get 11, 17, and $26 odds. That is Sam Darnold play action on the back foot. Everyone worried about JSN Cooper Kupp. And Shaheed is out the back. I can see it happening. And it's something that I really like. So that was the first one that I put in. And then there was Train Had a Dream.
Oh, wow.
And it's Sam Darnold. I just thought there's something special cooking. So there's something around there. You can check that one out there. And then I did the Trend Is Your Friend. It's back. We hit it last week. Yep. $36 odds there. But this one is JSN 90 scrimmage yards, Drake May interception, Sam Darnold 225 passing yards, Kenneth Walker to either have a 20-yard rush or reception, Hunter Henry 4 receptions, and any tight end from the Seahawks to score a touchdown. That would be AJ Barner Arroyo sorbet. That's right, the sorbet down at the old gelati ice cream shop, or Calarup and Russell, which I've never heard of those two, but it'll be other ones. But I can see a tight end scoring. Dawson Knox scored 2 when the Bills played them in week 15, I think. So I've gone back right there and thought maybe it's a tight end play. But $34 there, I just think that's a nice one.
Well, that all sounds awesome, Tommy, but I reckon you've got one more left. You've been pumping your own tyres up for a little bit, supposedly, I don't know, 6 for 6. Well, come on. Let's go 7 for 7 here. You've got something here that I reckon you're willing to just open up with here. Let's see what you got.
Well, I've just had me gadget man just talk to me, and you know what happens when he's on me next year.
Oh, my goodness. Where are your Rixies here? That's the only thing you're missing.
Well, I've got the old Aquas. We might go the Aqua Melrose.
Of course they're right here.
We might be flying to Melrose, but you know I haven't missed this year on Tommy touchdowns.
Oh, well, I beg to differ, but yeah, go on.
Tommy's touchdowns is 6 from 6.
Nah, okay.
Cooper Cup
very
last
good.
week, I declared.
That was very good.
Well, I've gone deep into my bag for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I've given the punters some value. Listen to this.
Okay.
This bloke has scored a touchdown every season he's played. Every season.
And yeah, okay. Has he been around for a while?
He's played 8 seasons.
Okay.
He scored 14 touchdowns over that 8-season period. And guess what? He hasn't scored a touchdown this year. 2 weeks of prep. Sam Darnold's going to rush a touchdown. $9, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Sam Darnold is going to complete the Tommy touchdown list for the 2025-2026 season. Super Bowl 60, absolute special. Everybody wants some juice. Well, there you go. He has scored a touchdown in every single season except for this one. Sometimes he scores 2. That's 100 to 1. Good luck.
That ain't juice, Tommy. That's hot sauce, baby.
There's that much hot sauce on that. I'll tell you what. Then you can go buy a little gadget man and sit at home. And
Frankenstein on your back, eh?
God. That would be Christmas.
Beautiful.
So I've gone a bit bold to finish it. I'm going to be the hero or the villain.
Yeah, you are.
$9, I can see it. Everyone thinks Walker, a bit like beast mode. Everyone thinks they're going to run it. Guess what? Everyone thinks they're going to pass it. Sam Darnold is going to run the ball in. He's done it before.
You had to bring that up, didn't you? You had to bring that up. They're still reeling, the Seahawks fans, and you had to bring up Lynch.
To rush a tutty in. It's going to be Christmas.
All right.
It's the only thing that hasn't happened this year for Sammy, and he is going to finish the year off in style and become one of the GOATs and sit next to Tom Brady as one of the only quarterbacks to go 14-3, 2 seasons in a row, and then get a Super Bowl.
Love it.
And when he scores, I'll be taking the day off the next day, and so should everyone else out there. I think if you're in a fantasy league and you don't have the Monday off at least, you should just leave the company. It's a disgrace. The Super Bowl should be a public day off. And if your boss is in a fantasy league with you, then it should be just an absolute lock for a sick day. So check out Dicko's form, get the waiver signed, and get it into your boss, because you should be able to take the day off every single year for the greatest game of all. And that's the biggest game in history, really. Besides the World Cup, it's the biggest day in viewership in the world. So to round it out, I caught my eye last week. I saw you carrying on like a pork chop, asking for some punishments. So the boys have got some punishments. Let's take a look at the top 3 of people who have lost fantasy and their punishments this year.
Sip, train, aces. Big Hoff here. Just wanted to give you a bit of insight into the Borough Fantasy Football punishment. We've got Big Jackie Johnson, a.k.a. Rooster. He's gone down in the toilet bowl. Traded Jamar Chase real late in the piece, and it's cost him big time. So what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to load up head to toe in peanut butter, a few tubs of that, I'd assume. He's going to start Port Melbourne Footy Club, head down Bay Street, Port Melbourne, into Beach Road, into the pub. So, yeah. Get that one up your Rooster.
Lathered in the peanut butter.
I thought he was going to go to the dog park.
Having a run. Oh, wow.
That's not well.
Yeah, no, very good.
What else we got?
G'day, lads. Our fantasy punishment this year is the loser. Shout out Pulley has to get the Spirit of Tasmania to Devonport, so that's 12 hours each way. There and back, there's a nice 9-hour stopover as well included. So, yeah, enjoy that, buddy. Take care.
Wow, that's elite, man.
I didn't realise the Spirit of Tasmania was actually that long.
That's a long way.
Just for an overnighter. then another 12-hour back on.
Can we get footage of that?
I would love that. Yeah, if you have a chance to do that, Ashman, we would love you to be able to send that in, or whoever it is that has received the punishment. We might be able to kick the
season off next year with just that on the intro.
Video. That would be phenomenal. We've got one more.
We've got one more. That's the best one so far.
That is very good.
Punishment. We have all members in the league go to paintball after the season. Then at the end, the loser of the toilet bowl does a gauntlet run from one end to the other and basically just gets pelted with paintballs by the rest of the league.
Oh, that's not bad. That's achievable.
That is awful.
Yeah, that is awful. That hurts.
Have you ever done paintball?
Nah.
Mate, that shit hurts.
Yeah, what would you rather, that or the Spirit of Tasmania?
I'd rather the Spirit, easily. Absolutely, I'd take the Spirit over getting smashed.
They got Wi-Fi on there? Like, can you work for the day?
I don't know. 12 hours away, 24 hours away from the kids.
I think the Spirit's a cracker. I've heard like the V line to the country and back, but that is a great punishment.
Missed that, but anyway.
So say that again. It seems fucking loud.
I said it's 24 hours away from the kids. It might be all right.
It's actually a reward. It's actually a reward. Leave that in. Well, there you go. A couple of punishments from the people out there with their fantasy leagues. Our league's a bit weak. No one commits to doing anything. As the commissioner, it's very hard to do anything. You can't do anything right. Trying to dish out a punishment is the last thing on my list.
Wait until you finish last, then it's going to be on. I can't wait.
Oh, it's going to be on. It's going to be on. But Super Bowl 60, like we said, Ausmerican Aces Hub. If you missed out last week, it was a fill-up. So you get online this week and you have a little play. Download the app if you haven't already. And we're going to have a massive day at the Tailgate Fest. We're going to start it off with heads. We're going to get that first tutty. We're going to have some value there. And to be honest, if Patriots win, it'll shock the world.
It will.
We'll be in here next week. Well, maybe not in here. We're going to do a quick podcast from home because we want to wrap up the Super Bowl on the Tuesday. And I would be so surprised if the Patriots won this one. I just saw a graph before jumping in here, but the whole of America is cheering for Seahawks. No one likes seeing the same team win.
I am not surprised at all.
There you go. All right, Sip. Final score. Give it to the people down the barrel.
Final score, I'm going to go with a 29-10.
I'm going to go with 30-14. It's going to go under. JSN's going to go for 90. And Sam Darnold is going to score a touchdown next to his mate Cooper Kupp. And the Seattle Seahawks will be victory. Seattle Seahawks will be Super Bowl champions. There you go, Sip. I've fucking had enough. Thanks for everyone watching. We've hit 19.9 subscribers on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. To everyone out there, have a bloody great Super Bowl 60 and we'll see you next week. See.
You're welcome.
You have to say Seahawks, you idiot.
I refuse.
All right, that'll do. See you later.
It's like tackling a block of cheese.
Turn up the heat with Pointsbet this Super Bowl. Place a bet on a first touchdown scorer, and if they score the first or second touchdown, you get paid out as a winner. Yeah, that's built different.
You win some, you lose more.